messages that I've been getting about nurturing our right hemisphere. So this is, and also I'm going to go into general reading of the energies at the moment. But first of all, to talk about, I'll just bring up a little bit more about me. I'm an author, illustrator, and artist. I was a singer-songwriter, so I've done a lot of music as well. If you go on my website, it's www.codestoanewreality. That's bringing in all the messages that's been sent through me. I've seen many, many beings throughout my life. They've come and visited me. We're talking about Lyrans, Palladians, Anunnaki, elementals, connecting with Gaia herself, going to Uluru with David Icke, meeting Cherokee Elder over in USA who talked to me telepathically. So I realized there's a lot more to humanity's potential, and I started focusing all of my information on asking the question of what is humanity's potential, which brought me to a lot of information that I feel I need to bring out right now, because the energy has shifted as the end of last year. So, okay, we'll get back into the information that I've been getting about nurturing our right hemisphere. So this is the feminine side of ourselves. This message isn't just for females. This message is for masculine people as well. But everybody needs to find this balance within themselves. And the tough thing is that when we start finding balance within our feminine side, we've been asked to nurture that. And to nurture that, you need quite a bit of strength. And it's not strength in the way that you think. It's not strength in the way that you've been taught. Like your masculine side thinks that strength is working, action, seeing the productive side of things, and experimenting and analyzing and compartmentalizing, and all of that is very masculine, and it can easily be seen. But the nurturing feminine side of ourselves is often hidden, and it's often within our rest time, well, what we perceived as rest time, but we're not actually resting. And other people from the outside of ourselves can say, oh gosh, she's just, meditating again, or she's just, resting, and it's not, she's not doing anything productive. But we're actually nurturing our feminine side of ourselves, and we're giving that respect. So I've actually written something up about that. So a lot of that is to do with, really just bringing that back into balance, so that we can use both sides of our brain in a way that propels us forward. And it's going to propel us forward with many gifts that's going to come to us as well. Hey, Stephen. Good to see you here. Yeah, so I've just been kind of rabbiting on about what we're actually going to do, because I know there's a space of a good 10, 15 minutes before people click into me being live. And I got myself my cup of tea. But we're going to be talking about bringing in that intuitive side and the strength it's going to take to bring that in. Okay, I think I'll just get into that, and I will read from what I wrote. Oh, actually, I've just clicked on the wrong thing here. I'll just shut that one down. I'm just trying to open up a Word document that I don't need. Quit that. Okay, because I've already got this up. Get my glasses on, and then I'm going to go into a general reading for everybody, because I think that's going to be easier. Okay, so I wrote this yesterday, and I've uploaded it onto my website, codestoanewreality.com. To nurture our feminine side takes strength. It takes strength to say you need time out. It takes strength to give yourself time to do the inner work. It takes strength to nurture others and yourself, even if that doesn't involve monetary gain. It takes strength to admit you're using your intuition to make a decision, to be creative, to heal self and to heal others, to work with spirit, to use your imagination to shift unwanted parts of your life. Yes, allowing your feminine side to shine and become equal with your doing masculine side that is rewarded for most of what it does takes strength. But once you bring this into balance, your rewards will be finding your authentic self again and stepping out without fear to be totally you, because you'll be supporting both sides of yourself. This gain will gift you with stepping into the right place, meeting the right people, aligning yourself with opportunities one doesn't have to work their guts out for, creating the reality that your soul desires, communicating with wiser souls, with plants, with animals, getting a lot more information, broadening your reality, expanding your consciousness, because you would have stopped warring from inside your mind and only come from the loving all parts of yourself. So yes, there are many, many, many gifts, including abundance, as the reflection of this balance reality reflects outside of you. All you have to do is to find it within yourself to love all parts of yourself, both your intuitive feminine side and your masculine doing side, and bring them into balance, and see both, the advantages of both, using both sides to gain intuitive insight, to follow your gut, to meet the right people, to speak with the right people. So now we're going into the logical side, to compartmentalize and get all of the stuff and the information that you need, very left brain, to actually do the work, very left brain, to bring it and ground it into reality, very left brain. But your intuitive side is, an imaginative side can shift unwanted, unnecessary stuff that we don't want in our reality anymore. And we can start trusting that gut feeling that we're going to be taken to the right person, the right places, the right things, that are in line with our heart, in line with our soul. And that's why the gifts will start coming, because you're no longer fighting to be heard. You're no longer feeling like you have to survive to be heard. The multiverse loves you playing and having fun, creating your story that evolves and frees your soul into more happiness. You are all unique, you are all special, and you are all needed for this whole experience, for your individual adventure to find your way home. And this is what I'm talking about. This is finding our way home by bringing in that intuition and being strong in ourselves to say, I need rest at the moment. I need to nurture myself. Okay, you guys got to leave me alone, because I'm starting to get a real gut feeling that this isn't vibing with me anymore. That real sense of who you are and where you're going from your heart's perspective. Your intuitive side needs to be given that validation, that strength, that it can say no, that it can say it needs rest, that it can say it's using its imagination, that it can say, I'm using my intuition to guide me at this moment and it's pulling me in this direction. And it feels right for me. That takes strength, because we've been so used to seeing everything from the outside of ourselves and seeing instant action creating something, and that's been rewarded by monetary gain, by working our butts off and getting that money coming in and that sort of thing, surviving ourselves. But we want to bring both sides of ourselves, and so we don't need to have that survival anymore. We're stepping into creating, we're stepping into manifesting, we're stepping into expansion of seeing more of a fifth dimensional thing, and there is so many more gifts that come with that. We start to intuitively know, we start to telepathically communicate with other beings and other things. That brings in new wisdom. All sorts of beautiful, wonderful things start to happen when we find that balance. And they always show me in my mind a yin yang symbol where we have a little bit of both in both. So even our right brain does hold that sense of logic, and our left brain does hold that sense of intuition as well. And so it can work together very well in creating something wonderful. And also our intuition is really, really good when we've been doing the same thing over and over again and we're not getting much results out of it. Say we're in bad relationships over and over again. Our intuitive, imaginative side is really cool at clearing the slate clean and then bringing in what we want, or imagining in what we would desire, what our heart and our soul is desiring. Because our hemispheres of our brain are connected when they're working really well to our pineal gland. Our pineal gland is expansion into everything. Our pineal gland also is our soul, where our soul resides, and that is connected to our heart frequency, and our feelings and our emotions. It's all connected as one. And when we can get it all working together as one, we step into the most amazing world. We start creating collectively. We start resonating with our soul tribes. There's so much to learn about that side of ourselves. So I really wanted to tap into that at the moment, and I'm probably going to do a class on it as well on Friday. Well, actually, the time might be changing because Queensland, Australia, doesn't have daylight savings. So the rest of the world's got this daylight savings happening, and all of a sudden I've had to start my classes way early in the morning than what I can wake up to. So it's probably going to change its time. Hi, Kylie. Okay, I'm going to do a general reading today for the collective, for everybody. I figured this is an easier way to bring forth a message for everyone at the moment. If I feel a pull to do an individual reading, then I will. I've only so far pulled one card out for the collective, and I'm going to pull out some more because I have all these lovely tarot cards. So this pack that I'm using at the moment is called The Voice of Knowledge. I love this pack because it has some really cool, it's not just this beautiful picture and stuff, but it has a bit of writing on the back as well. So these are oracle cards, and it's so relevant. I chose it after I already decided what I was going to talk about. And it says, this is the collective energy at the moment. I choose to write my story with love. And how cool is that with what I've just been speaking about? Love is the material. Love is the material that comes directly from my integrity, from what I really am in my story. What is real is my love. So it's like I was saying to a friend of mine, doing these intuitive readings and everything that I do. I was even taught last weekend I was actually brought in on a healing for somebody, and I had never done it before, and I just went into my intuitive side and felt into it and actually helped the lady, stopped her headache for starters, and then helped her get out of some stuff that she had to get out of. And I really realized that it doesn't matter what reality is throwing me into to try. As soon as I come from my heart, from my love of who I am, it doesn't matter what I say anymore, because I know integrity-wise where I'm coming from for the whole of everyone. So if I'm coming from my heart, whatever I speak now, it's relevant because it's only coming from my heart to help guide other people. How they take it, how they perceive it, is a different story. So yeah, this card is generally saying that we're creating and writing our own story from our heart. So if you can say to yourself, you know what, I understand that you might have taken that the wrong way, but my intention was always from my heart. That is enough. That's enough to guide other people. And that's what I've always done. So that's how I can now step into the most bizarrest positions. Like the day that this happened just last weekend, I was wanting a healing on one of my shoulders, because I was a little bit out of balance from something that had happened to me quite a few months ago. And I just felt I just needed that little extra push, because I'd done a lot of self-healing, but that little extra push to help me get over the line. And so they did a small healing on me, and I sat up and I went, yeah, I probably only need a small healing. And then I was just walking around this beautiful, it was called Koha Healing, and it comes from the heart. Indigenous Maori people that were Indigenous people, this is here in Australia, that were getting together, which was so cool for me because I'm from New Zealand, have a lot of Maori friends when I was growing up, and I love them very dearly, and I really, really, really respect them and their Indigenous ways. Well, the lady that actually instigated this amazing, beautiful community, Koha Healing, was on the other side of the room, and she saw me step into the doorway, and then she just calls me way over the other side of the room and says, can you do some healing? And because I'm coming from my heart, because I'm coming from my integrity, there was no fear. Normally, when I'm coming from my mind years ago, absolutely, I would have gone, I would have turned around and said to her, I've never done this before. I would have stepped into my fear game of my left brain going, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done it before. I have nothing in memory bank on how to do this. There's no compartmentalization on how to do this. I can't bring forth anything on how to do this. But my intuitive side, I've given the strength to say it's coming from my heart. And so it could step forward without saying anything. And I just started healing this lady. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just decided I'm going to do this. And so I did. And then the outcome was beautiful. So start writing your own story. You don't need to come back from the past and grab memories and repeat them over and over. Start creating a new story from your intuitive side as well. Allow it to lead. It also brings me to a dream that I had quite a few years ago, where I stepped through a porthole into a reality that was a beach. It was very dark, and there was a sea to my right hand side, and then I looked up and there was fish in the sky. The stars started turning into fish, and they started falling into the ocean, and I went, oh my God, I'm in a place that's in a story within a story. This is really cool. I was with another masculine person. We was just walking along the beach together, and we had stepped through this porthole together, and I realized we were in a story within a story. And then he said to me, he lied down on the beach and on the sand, and he said to me, excuse me, I'm going back to earth to create a new story. And I lied on top of him, and I said to him, that's great, but you need to let me lead from now on. So now I see that masculine side of myself as my logical side, saying I'm really keen to start a new story, and my intuitive side of myself saying, that's fantastic, but you need to let me lead, because my intuitive side can create a new story. It's something that can expand into creating something new, but we need to give it nurturing. We need to give it strength. We need to give ourselves time to be able to tap into that intuitive side of ourselves. So I lied on top of him, and that allows allowed me to come into this reality. When I woke up from that dream, I was like, oh my God, I have to let my intuitive side, my imaginative side, lead to get me out of this repeating story that keeps going over and over. And if you see all of humanity has been repeating the same story over and over. You know, the wars have been repeated. And it's so clever what that intuitive, that logical side has done with us to try to keep the grasp of creating our reality from the past. It's even throwing at us things like dates like the 11th of the 11th, which is a very manifesting day for us, 11/11. As Remembrance Day of the wars. So we can repeat the wars over and over. And I taught my daughters from a young age on the 11th of the 11th, please sit still within yourself, because everybody outside you is trying to repeat a war scenario because they've been taught by logic, by the command of our logical side that's in charge at the moment, to repeat what's happened in the past, to honor and respect what we don't like, what we don't want to repeat in the past. And please sit still with yourself and imagine and create a new story within yourself. So I've told my daughters to use their imaginative side automatically to create something beautiful. But now is a really good energy. We are being supported to really give strength to our intuitive side, to allow our intuitive side to say to everybody, you know what, I need time to myself. I need to use my imagination. I need to use my intuition. It is okay to do this, and I am strong enough in myself to do this. It's not just strength on doing things, on physically doing things, which is a very masculine, logical thing to do, which is what we've been taught. That's the best thing to do. It's also a strength in saying, I need to do the inner healing. I need to do the inner work, and I need to click that right hemisphere in, which is control of our left side of our body. See, that's even why they get us to do writing with our right hand side from years ago, because that's our logical side is in charge. It's very clever, but it's actually our inner work that's reflected outward that's created all of this. So I'm not blaming outside here. I'm not blaming the governments. I'm not blaming the world. I'm saying we need to bring it inside, and we need to start working on our inner balance, bringing our intuitive side back in line, working with our logical side so that we can create something beautiful. Okay, that's me rabbiting on. Hey, Kylie. Hi, Gaia. Love to see you guys. So I think I'll just pull another couple of cards out here. They're getting me to go to the animal deck that I have. I love this shaman animal. Oh, I really get that wrong, don't I? Anyway, it's got the Cherokee circle. And the cool thing is, at the moment, the elder that I'm working with is doing a sun dance at the moment. I think she's just finished it. And they had some beautiful faces in the clouds. When I was over there in 2010, I fell asleep when the Sundance was happening, and I woke up to this most amazing face staring at me. It was 3D, it was massive, and it was the principal people, the elders that had been listening to it. You know, it's almost like the Sundance is creating an atom, and it's like making noise for all of those spirits to come and watch us and say, oh, what's happening over there? Something's resonating over there, and they all come and they see what's going on, and we give them through our focus, through the Sundance focus, what we want to heal on Earth itself. So when I woke up this day, this huge face was just looking at me. It was absolutely amazing. So anyway, we'll get into this. So here's one of the cards that's pulled out this is a general reading for everybody, by the way. So this is the card, the whale card, the orca whale card, adventure. It says, oh, dare to do things differently. See, I love this. I love how the cards and the spirits and everything just come together to give us these beautiful messages. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. Do things differently. You know, we've been so used to being told. Yeah, we're reprogramming, Kylie. It's exactly right. We've been so used to being told that the only way we can validate ourselves and that we are special people is if we did a lot of work and we brought a lot of money in. And we, you know, that's the only way. I'm not saying that abundance isn't going to happen when you bring in your right intuitive side. Actually, abundance to me is the knowing that you will always, always, always been taken care of, that you'll always have the right amount of money to come in at the right time for you to do the travel, to build the houses, to do everything that you want. Abundance is knowing that you're always in line with the best version of yourself. To create, if you need money, you'll get money. You know, that happens. Another card popped out for us in our beautiful collective, and it is the B, community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. I was just talking about that. And then the card pops out. And this is what I mean. That how beautiful is that when the message actually works with, you know, what I'm talking about, just to give you that extra confirmation. And this is how Spirit has guided me on my journey and my travel. It's like they gave me a dream, they gave me information, and then straight after that I would go online and there would be this, you know, email or a or something on my page straight up, on my Facebook page straight up, that told me exactly the same thing that was in my dream that I just dreamt about. So I knew to follow it. And that's what happens with me constantly. So I love it when it happens for you guys as well. And it's coming out. We're really starting to learn to bring that intuitive side and embrace it. You know, tell your children, teach your children that if you need time out, that you need to nurture yourself, that you need to go into your imagination and sort things out to how to create a new reality, to learn to let go of something that didn't work for you, and recreate something different, to follow your gut. How beautiful is this? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Osho card just an Osho card just popped out. I love the Osho deck. And the card that popped out, and a lot of the Osho cards are lessons to learn, but look at this that popped out. We are the freaking world. We are the world. And the great thing too that I see with this is our intuitive side, when it clicks on, it has the ability to bring in communication with each other from feeling. So that communication brings in telepathy and all sorts of other new gifts. And we start learning to create as a whole community and not from a leadership point of view anymore. The leadership can drop, the leadership can fall. We start to trust what we're stepping into. I'm just loving the energy at the moment. It's just great. Hey, Lynn. Really, really exciting. Yeah. Okay. And they're asking me to pull another Osho card for this is a general reading then for everybody. So we're talking about bringing in the intuitive side. Hey, Franklin. Oop, yeah, that one just popped out. Okay, here's a lesson for us, guys. I love these cards because they do bring in lessons. So the lesson is comparison. There is no comparison. There is no comparison between you and me. Number one, I'm a reflection of you anyway. So if you see anything in me that you like or you dislike, it's a reflection of you. If you see me as powerful, it's because you are powerful. If you see me as annoying, that's because there's something in you that's still learning to get to know yourself. Comparison is, we can't be any better or any less than anybody else. You cannot compare an oak tree or any other tree to a bamboo tree. They do not fight with each other. They have their own space, they create their own reality, and they grow to the best that they can. And everything works very well when we start letting go of judging other people. If you are jealous or you're judging somebody else, it's purely because you see in them what you haven't gained within yourself. And you are wishing or hoping or wanting to be like them, and so you want to bring them down to your level so that you feel better about who you are because you thought you had it all. But then you see someone who has a bit more, and that jealousy comes in. So once we start to realize that everyone's unique, that you are special, you are magnificent, who you are for who you are right now, and all the lessons and learning that you're going through is important, then we stop comparing each other. We start just growing our light. We start realizing our uniqueness, that our journey was worthy, that everyone that we met and what we've gone through is worthy. And we stop comparing and we start living who we are. So very cool messages for the collective at the moment. Creating some new community, coming from love, stepping into our own adventures and not comparing ourselves with others anymore. We don't need to do that. We're all very unique. The more I step into my own self, my own powerful self, and I stop worrying about, my parents totally, they're not into anything intuitive. They constantly blocked me for a long time, just in my own head, not from them externally. Well, they did a bit, but definitely in my own head. I took that on board. I don't blame them for anything. I absolutely love my parents, don't get me wrong, absolutely love them. Okay, the next, and they taught me some very, very valuable lessons. Next card I got is the awareness card, and see what this person's doing. There's this person that's behind a veil, and then there's this, as she's trying to break through the veil, but the person that's breaking through the veil actually doesn't look like the person behind the veil. The person breaking through the veil looks like a goddess, looks like a unique person unto themselves. The funny thing is that that's showing me at the moment is everyone behind the veil is similar. It's the same. It's going through the same problems, the same heartaches, the same, egotistical problems, the jealousy, the comparing, the judging, the fear game, the I want to free myself, but I don't know how, the shadow of themselves. And they're very similar. That's when the left logical brain has taken up too much of its space and controlled way too much than it should have. But when we start bringing in our intuitive side and we start gaining that balance, our authentic child, our authentic self comes forward. And we can also tap into that from when we were a little kid. We knew what that felt like, that dreamy, beautiful feeling that we had. Yes, we were naive of the world, but we can also tap into that feeling, that power that we had that was uniquely us, and there was no comparing. I've watched my girls girls grow up, and when they were very little, they never got jealous. They shared everything. It was an automatic thing. We've been taught to survive. We've been taught to lock down our imaginative, intuitive, feminine side, and we have to survive. We have to survive because the logical side of ourselves only knows how to grasp and survive and work hard and bring into action. So yeah, awareness that we are more than the shadow reflection of our past. We are not our past anymore. We create a whole new story. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. I'm going to... Okay, I'll do one of these beautiful cards. This is the Star Temple Oracle Guidebook. I love this. I've not read this book. I just intuitively, oracally read these cards. So let's see what comes out for the collective. What's the card that wants to pop out? What's the lesson at the moment? What can we learn from the vibration that's coming to us now? The vibration that's coming at the moment is such a gift. Okay, so this is the card that I got for today. The Star Mother, loved. The Universal Mother loves and supports me totally. So when we bring in our intuitive side, we can actually start tapping in to the Star Mother. We start tapping into the fact that our reality is supporting us, that there's only one reality that exists, that's yours. And when you start to really feel into that, wow, this is my reality, and I can start to direct it and change it to what I want. We start looking outside ourselves and see, okay, maybe the neighbors were arguing last night. Is there a part of me that's still arguing with myself? We start looking at outside ourselves as signs of what's inside ourselves. You know, I'm starting to align with my gifts, and all of a sudden this weekend I was taken to learning how to heal somebody. I've never ever done that, hands-on healing with somebody. So because I'm aligning myself with my gifts, that comes into my reality of learning new gifts. So everything outside of ourselves is actually a reflection of something that we're trying to find within ourselves. We are creating outside of ourselves at every given moment. We bring in the energies that we're still learning to balance within. So when someone's annoyed with you, look inside yourself. Okay, what part of myself am I annoyed with? I've done this all my life, so I'm used to it. I naturally do this. I look outside myself and see things and then go, okay, what is it within me? The only thing that I've done wrong is that sometimes I've taken too much of what's wrong with me and not seen that it's an actual message for me to walk away from that, because I don't deserve to be in that energy anymore. Instead of saying, oh, I need to fix the inside of me and that'll fix the outside of me. Sometimes I've been taught recently, it's wise to walk away from those things that aren't serving you anymore so that you can gain new perspective and create a new reality for yourself. Anyways, learning to get that balance. But the universe absolutely will support us in this change that we're doing. When you start connecting with it more, it's like a telepathic communication with the universe. Whee! Okay. So funny. Whatever I talk about, the cards seem to follow. Do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. Whatever I talk about, the card's going to pull out about. So it's really interesting how I'm talking about it first. And this is probably good because it gives you guys a new insight into what really in our intuitive side is a gift and what it can do. I am creating my own reality as I go, right? So I'm just talking about stepping away from these negative things that we don't like, instead of sitting there thinking that you need to shift more and more and more and more of yourself so that you can shift outside of yourself. Yes, that can be a good reflection of knowing what you want, but if you start saying to yourself that you deserve more, then you need to probably walk away from those people so that you can honor and respect that. So yeah, really funny how that happens, eh? I love it. Do not drink the poison. Step away from it. What am I going to pull next, hey? Okay. They asked me to do tarot card. I'm still learning tarot. I'm being a bit slow with it. I'm going to go over them again. Well, I learned them a while ago. I know you guys saw me use tarots before, and then I haven't gone back and revisited for a while. So I need to... Everything wants to pop out with the tarot cards. Let's see what happens for the collective. Okay, this one flipped over. Okay, I'm going to bring out 3 because tarot, I feel, really needs at least 3 for the message to come out. Hey! Now I'm just popped out. Okay, so the energy of the moment for the collective. Energy of the moment for the collective. Oh wow, got a knife. Okay, so this is what I've popped out. So we've got the Knave of Wands. And I'm seeing him stand there with his... He's standing there with his staff of action, and he's looking away from her who's holding... And so I'm seeing this as she's holding this flame, and he's standing proud of who he is. So we can't forget the logical side in all of this. You know, this is important too. We can't just go, okay, I'm going to follow my intuition and my gut and that's it. No, no, no. We need to bring in the action, because that actually brings in the story. That actually brings in the adventure that we actually create. That brings in the story that we can then, you know, the house, it brings in the plane tickets and the, you know, the actual adventure. And I'm feeling into that we can't forget that side of ourselves as well. I know this reading, was all mainly to do with bringing in the intuitive side, because many people haven't had that been brought in. But we can't forget the logical side of ourselves as well. The next card that came up was the Moon. So the illusions of where we're going. You know, there's always an unknown aspect to this. We're stepping into something brand new here. The whole collective is stepping into something brand new. This has not been done before in the retrospect of bringing humanity's balanced mind together to see what we can create with Gaia, with the universe, with all of our beautiful beings that are guiding us, with the actions, with creating the buildings, and, you know, bringing in the science of everything as well, and working together as one with all of this and all of our gifts that we've learned. I don't know if you guys are seeing that go dark, but my computer keeps going dark. This is a brand new computer, so I have to find out what's doing that. And the Knight of Chalice. So bringing in the emotional balance, a message of bringing in an emotional balance is coming our way. And I see in the corner there that, I don't know if you guys can see it because these are holographic cards. There is a girl in the corner there, and she is doing work. She's working with the water, so that, you know, even though this emotional balance of this beautiful night is coming in, I'm seeing the masculine side saying hi, not fighting anymore, hi. The feminine side coming in and going, you know what, I need to do some work. And within that is the chalice, the emotional balance. It's great. I love that. So yeah, everything that we've been talking about so far. It is going to be crazy fun, Steve. Yeah. I'm so excited about the energies that are shifting at the moment, allowing us to bring in this intuitive side. But like I read right at the beginning of this, I might just go quickly over that a little bit now, just so that you guys know, because I know some people came in late. I wrote, to nurture our feminine side takes strength. It takes strength to say you need time out. It takes strength to give yourself time to do the inner work. It takes strength to nurture others and yourself, even if that doesn't involve monetary gain at that time. It takes strength to admit you're using your intuition to make a decision. It takes strength to be creative. It takes strength to heal ourselves and to heal others. It takes strength to work with spirit, to use your imagination to shift unwanted parts of your life. Yes, allowing your feminine side to shine and become equal with your doing masculine side that is rewarded for most of what it does takes strength. But once you bring this into balance, your rewards will be finding your authentic self again and stepping out without fear to be totally you, because you'll support both sides of yourself. This gain will gift you with stepping into your right place, meeting the right people at the right time, aligning yourself with opportunities one doesn't have to work their guts out for, creating the reality your soul desires, communicating with wiser souls, because you would have stopped warring from inside your mind and only come from loving all parts of yourself. So yes, there are many, many gifts, including abundance, as a reflection of this balanced reality you're creating. All you have to do is to find it within yourself, to love all parts of yourself. The multiverse loves playing loves you playing and having fun, creating a story that evolves and frees your soul into more happiness. You are unique, you are special, and you are needed for the whole to experience your individual adventure to finding your way home. I had to read that again. I love that. I love that, what I wrote there, my channel there. So yeah, the whole energy at the moment is bringing in that balance. So give your intuitive side strength to be itself, to have time to rest, to nurture. It's okay. And then everything that you do is going to be in line for your happiness, for your higher selves. I might have to bring that one into the lesson. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, because sometimes I'm guiding into crazy stuff. By the way, I do lessons once a week. The time might be changing, hopefully not from Friday, but it might be because daylight savings doesn't change here in Queensland, Australia. So it's been brought forward another hour, and that means I have to wake up at 4 o'clock, and I don't think I'm going to be prepared to do a lesson when I'm half asleep. It's just, I need to at least have a good cup of coffee. A coffee. Actually, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. A good cup of tea. To do those lessons. So that time might be changing, but definitely once a week, I am definitely doing lessons through Quantum Elite Community. And if you want to see those or come into that group, everybody is welcome. I'd love to see you guys there. And I will keep doing these as well. I might even start doing a few daily ones, general readings. Steve's like, suck it up, get up early. Yeah, only problem the only problem is if I get up at 4, it really throws me off, and I don't want to throw myself out of balance. I'm standing up for myself here, Steve. I'm saying what I need, and 4 o'clock in the morning is too early for me, so I'm not going to suck it up. Sorry, mate. Okay, I love you guys, and I will speak to you and see you again soon. Bye.